Hello everyone, it's Jamal Thomas. Welcome to the Progressive Soapbox. So down goes O'Reilly. Down goes O'Reilly. Bill O'Reilly, the pugnacious icon on Fox News. He is out. He is not coming back. So this is the New York Times. Come on, where is it? Alright. Bill O'Reilly has been forced out of his position as primetime host at Fox News, the company said on Wednesday, after the disclosure of settlements involving sexual harassment allegations against him. His abrupt and embarrassing ouster ends his 2-decade reign, as one of the most popular and influential commentators on television. Just because he's influential, understand, it doesn't mean that influence is good. That influence was not good at all. Yes, the man dominated that position. No, he was not functioning on a level of integrity. He was batshit crazy. After a thorough and careful review of the allegations, the company and Bill O'Reilly have agreed that Bill O'Reilly will not be returning to Fox News Channel, 21st Century Fox, the parent channel of Fox News, said in a statement. Now, just think, all of this happened because the New York Times came out with a bombshell report showing that after Roger Ailes left because of, again, sexual harassment at Fox. A year later, the New York Times comes out and says Bill O'Reilly also has sexual harassment charges against him, and that Bill O'Reilly and Fox News paid out $13 million to settle those harassments or those suits. One of those suits, Andrea Mattress, Bill O'Reilly called a woman and masturbated on her phone in the creepiest thing I've ever seen in my life or ever heard. He's making this commentary. It is gross as gross can be. And at the end of it, he's like, yeah, that was nice. You go out and have fun tonight. I'd appreciate that. It's an amazing thing to hear. I put him out of the video. This was maybe a few weeks ago. Now, Fox News wasn't going to get rid of O'Reilly. What made them get rid of O'Reilly was when O'Reilly became less profitable because of his behavior. So let's continue with the Times. Since then, more than 50 advertisers had abandoned his show, and women's rights groups had called for his ouster. Inside the company, women expressed outrage and questioned whether top executives were serious about maintaining a culture based on trust and respect, as they had promised last summer when another sexual harassment scandal led to the ouster of Roger Ailes as chairman of Fox News. Those women have a right to be critical and to question whether or not they actually believe that. And look, I'll make the point, they don't believe it. Fox News is a money-making enterprise. The goal of Fox News is to maximize profit. That's the goal of all businesses, for the most part, to maximize profit. You have somebody who's bringing in a ton of money, millions of dollars, because his show is such a fulcrum for that network. Now, it is cheaper for Fox News to say, all right, we're getting in, let's say 10 of something, let's say $10 million. It is cheaper for us to pay $2 million to the women that Bill O'Reilly is harassing and keep $8 million profit than to deal with the problem of Bill O'Reilly. The man is a cash cow. He's bringing in a ton of money to the organization. The only way you can dislodge O'Reilly is to make that incentive structure work against him, which is essentially what took place. 50 advertisers left. They didn't want their product being sold by a sexual predator, is what that boils down to. I mean, imagine the ridiculousness of the situation. You have somebody who's jovial, jumping around. They're talking about how awesome Coke is, and they're drinking Coke. And then a sexual predator comes up to give you this hateful news about what took place the day, cut in this extremely biased perspective. Nobody wants that. Fox News now has no reason whatsoever to stand by O'Reilly because they're losing those advertisers. I guarantee you, if those advertisers didn't leave, Bill O'Reilly will still be there. It hit him in the wallet. And it hit him in the wallet in a way that hurt. And they cut bait. That's what this boils down to. So Bill O'Reilly responded in a statement late today. He said it was tremendously disheartening that we part ways due to completely unfounded claims. Dude, if you're paying $13 million to settle a harassment claim, that's not unfounded. That's not unfounded. That's you saying, okay, there's some smoke here. I may get caught for what I've been doing. Here's $13 million to shut these women up. But that is the unfortunate reality many of us in the public eye must live with today, he said. I will always look back on my time with Fox News with great pride and an unprecedented success we've achieved, and with my greatest gratitude to all my dedicated viewers. I wish only the best for Fox News. You should not look back on that with pride. You shouldn't look back on that with pride. This pride has nothing to do with this. Now, I agree with you that your show was a success. But success has no moral tenor to it. Success just means this particular show was popular. Your show was popular. But what you did every night was not living to the highest ideals of our society at all. You got on your platform. You skewed information. You were somewhat hateful. You even got a man killed, an abortion doctor, Dr. Tiller. You call the guy Tiller the baby killer. Why are you proud of that? Why are you proud of that? For 20 years, your show has been out there bashing minorities, bashing one group after the next, being angry, pugnacious, usually wrong, loud and wrong at that. So you will not be missed. And no, you should not take any pride in this show at all. There is something interesting here, though, that we should talk about. They're called binding arbitration. So sometimes companies try to get their employees, or even people who are using a particular service, to give up their constitutional rights in court in order to go with binding arbitration. Now, that company will purchase somebody to do the arbitrating, which means that that arbitrator has a vested interest in giving the company the result they want the majority of the time, since if they don't, they will not get hired again. So you've gotten rid of an impartial judge and has put somebody else in who's functioning with a level of bias. Now, the reason they do this is because they don't want that information to get out in the public. Think about what took place here. These stories got onto the public. It shocked the conscience of these advertisers who recoiled once they found out, holy shit, this guy's a sexual predator. He's putting pressure on women using his stature in Fox News to try to elicit sex from these particular people. Even going so far as to offer career advancement for sex with O'Reilly. Now, if they could have kept that in-house, if they could have stopped that information from leaking out to the public, O'Reilly would still have a seat. They would still be making those millions of dollars. Those advertisers would have been none the wiser. And you could have kept business as usual. Unfortunately, that business as usual is sexually harassing the women in the organization. So binding arbitration is not a good thing. That's not a leap forward. It's what the company does in order to protect itself or to hedge against the employees' rights to a trial. They don't care about your rights. They care about maximizing their profit. Your want for a trial to settle some kind of grievance adversely affects their profit. Just like this. Bill O'Reilly was completely in the wrong here. And yet, what Fox News cared about was their profits. They cared about their profits. So, gold star to the advertisers who, for the most part, said, yes, I don't want my product associated with this sexual predator. Fox News gets no credit for this. They only got rid of him because the advertisers started to leave. I would have given them credit if they got rid of him when it came out, when it first came to light. But they had already paid $13 million, which meant they would settle those suits and they were just going to let it ride. If it wasn't for the New York Times story, Papa Bear would still be up there doing his shtick tonight. So, an icon has fallen. Couldn't happen to a better person. Couldn't happen to a better person. Alright guys, if you enjoy the content, feel free to subscribe, like, and you can always support the work through Patreon. Thanks guys.